Take a seat or lie down. Noster ASMR makes your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Take a seat or lie down. No serrace and more will make your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Take a seat or lie down. No serrace and more will make your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Take a seat or lie down. Noster ASMR will make your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Welcome to the community. Together we create care and harmony. Noster ASMR for unity. Take a seat or lie down. Noster ASMR makes your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Welcome to the community. Together we create care and harmony. Noster ASMR for unity. Let's take it slow and soothe our bodies. Take deep breaths, close your eyes and trust in me. Take a seat or lie down. Noster ASMR makes your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Take a seat or lie down. Noster ASMR will make your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Take a seat or lie down. Noster ASMR will make your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Take a seat or lie down. Noster ASMR will make your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Welcome to the community. Together we create care and harmony. Noster ASMR for unity. Take a seat or lie down. No Take a seat or lie down. Noster ASMR makes your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Take a seat or lie down. No serrace and more will make your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Take a seat or lie down. No serrace and more will make your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Take a seat or lie down. No ASMR will make your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Welcome to the community. Together we create care and harmony. No ASMR for unity. Take a seat or lie down. Noster ASMR makes your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Welcome to the community. Together we create care and harmony. Noster ASMR for unity. Let's take it slow and soothe our bodies. Take deep breaths, close your eyes and trust in me. Take a seat or lie down. Noster ASMR makes your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Take a seat or lie down. No serrace and more will make your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Take a seat or lie down. No serrace and more will make your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Take a seat or lie down. Noster ASMR will make your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Welcome to the community. Together we create care and harmony. Noster ASMR for unity. Take a seat or lie down. Noster ASMR makes your sound. Gentle pops and tingles to calm down. Welcome to the community. Together we create
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Hello, Isabella. Hello, Lexi. Hello, Matthew. Thanks for popping by. Oh, it's been a long week. How is everyone? How's everyone doing? I have no idea what that is. From you, Matthew. Hollow Sib. Primal 165. None. No idea. Completely oblivious. Thank you, Lexi. I've missed you all as well. It's been a long week. I was a little bit naughty, and I streamed the drive up to Birmingham, which, yes, it was naughty. Don't do it. But now I'm home, and I thought that I would just do another one of my silly little streams. Nothing crazy here. Good, I'm glad Matthew's doing well. Good, 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 good. Let's see if I can get my VTube up. Well, let's see if it's all gone to crap, shall we? I got a lot of work done, Isabel. A lot of work. So, I was a good boy in that respect. Does he come up far too large? I hope not. Why aren't you being captured? That's a good question. That's one for the ages. Oh, there we go. Although he's a little bit too large. Can we make him a bit smaller? There we go. Kind of made a part 2 of the artwork while you were gone. Oh gosh. The first was very good. It was very imaginative, a bit steamy, but very good. What did you just call me? Well, I believe I called you Isabella, I believe. I might have called you Isabel, I don't know. 2 inches. 2 inches on the measurement today. That's okay, that's alright. You know, you don't want to be too large and in charge. It's been a while since I've done my measurements. Let's have a look. Oh, 3 for Lexi. Let's see if I come through as a big boy. Damn. Never mind. Never mind. Oh gosh. Okay. Do a little bit of this. A little bit of accepting. Ha. Ha 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 ha. I fought you. Yeah. I fought you and I won. Ha. Now what? Punk? I think it's this. But let's not have it too loud. Okay. I know. Still no channel points to throw sponges at you. You've sent a second part in the DMs. Oh gosh. Alright, let's take a sneaky look now. Let's take a quick look. Such a sweetheart. You don't have to do these things, you know. I'm sure you're a very, very busy person. Lots of things to do. Ooh, I like the lines. Very nice. Ooh, very cool. Very, very good. Well done, you. Well done. So, if there's no objections today, I thought I might just read a story. Just something that you can use, hopefully, to relax and to ground yourselves. Maybe use it in the VOD to rest, but it's a little story. I don't know if it made its way over to the Americas, but it's called The Adventures of Peter Rabbit. And I thought I might read one of the stories. Wow. Hello, TL. You've got the largest one so far. The largest one. How are you doing, sir? You're right. How have you been? Hopefully you've been capturing more spooks and spectres. More ghosts and ghoulies. Noster beloved, hi, and hi Chad, how is everyone? Yeah, I'm well, thank you, Kizzo. I think we're well. By the way, when are you free to play something? But how are you, Kizzo? Have you been well? Have you been keeping well? Keeping out of trouble and behaving? I hope so. TL, I don't know, maybe sometime this week, send me a DM and we can arrange something. I appreciate that you have a busy schedule like I do, so I don't want to put you out, but send me a DM and we can sort something out, can't we? She's bullying me a lot. Ah. Well, that's no good. Why are you bullying people, Kizu? That's not nice. Why can't you be a good girl? Why are you bullying people, I've not been well behaved. I've been mean to TL, but it's valid. Well, I don't know. I don't know if meanness is ever valid. Why you can't rise above, Tut tut tut. Cause he made me mad. I don't know about that. He's cheating on me. I don't know about that. So, I'm going to read a little story. Now, you're all free to talk amongst yourselves, of course. But I was hoping to just record a little short story so that people might be able to use it to relax. And that's what I'm going to do. So, in case anyone thinks they're being ignored when they come in here, if you'd all be so kind to let them know that I'm just reading a short story, and then afterwards, I'll go back to chat. If you could all do that for me, that would be lovely. But I expect you to behave yourselves, and especially you, Kizu. You above everyone else to behave yourself, with the responsibility of being a mod, But of course, no one has to stay if you don't wish to. If you've got things to do, if you just wanted to come by and say hello, then that's fine. But I'm hoping that this is relaxing for people. So, here we go. This is A Tale of Peter Rabbit. Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother in a sandbank underneath the root of a very big fir tree. Now, my dears, said old Mrs. Rabbit one morning, you may go into the fields or down the lane, but don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Your father had an accident there, and he was put in a pie by Mrs. McGregor. Now run along, and don't get into mischief. I'm going out. Then old Mrs. Rabbit took a basket and her umbrella, and went through the wood to the baker's, where she bought a loaf of brown bread and 5 currant buns. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, who were good little bunnies, went down the lane to gather blackberries. But Peter, who was very naughty, ran straight away to Mr. McGregor's garden and squeezed under the gate. First, he ate some lettuces, and then some French beans, and then he ate some radishes. And then, feeling rather sick, he went to look for some parsley. But round the end of the cucumber frame, whom should he meet but Mr. McGregor? Mr. McGregor was on his hands and knees, planting out young cabbages, but he jumped up and ran after Peter, waving a rake and calling out, "Stop thief!" Peter was most dreadfully frightened. He rushed all over the garden, for he had forgotten the way back to the gate. He lost one of his shoes among the cabbages, and the other shoe amongst the potatoes. After losing them, he ran on 4 legs and went faster, so that I think he might have got away altogether if it had not been, unfortunately, running into a gooseberry net and got caught up by the large buttons on his jacket. It was a blue jacket with brass buttons, quite new. Peter gave himself up for lost and shed big tears, but his sobs were overheard by some friendly sparrows, who flew him to great excitement and implored him to exert himself. Mr. McGregor came up with a sieve, which he intended to pop upon the top of Peter. But Peter wiggled out just in time, leaving his jacket behind him, and rushed into the tool shed and jumped into a can. It would have been a beautiful thing to hide in if it had not had so much water within it. Mr. McGregor was quite sure that Peter was somewhere inside the tool shed, perhaps hidden underneath the flower pot. He began to turn them over carefully, looking under each. Presently, Peter sneezed. "Achoo!" Mr. McGregor was after him in no time, and he tried to put his foot upon Peter, who jumped out of the window, upsetting 3 plants. The window was too small for Mr. McGregor, and so was tired of running after Peter. He went back to his work. Peter sat down to rest. He was out of breath and trembling with fright, and he had the least idea which way to go. Also, he was very damp from sitting within the can. After a time, he began to wander about, going lippity-lippity, not very fast, and looking all round. He found a door in a wall, but it was locked, and there was no room for a fat little rabbit to squeeze underneath. An old mouse was running in and out over the stone doorstep, carrying peas and beans to her family in the wood, and Peter asked her the way to the gate, but she had such a large pea in her mouth that she could not answer. She only shook her head at him, and Peter began to cry. Then he tried to find his way straight across the garden, but he became more and more puzzled. Presently, he came to the pond where Mr. McGregor filled his watering cans. A white cat was sitting at some goldfish. She sat very, very still, but now and then the tip of her tail switched as if it were alive. Peter thought it best to go away without speaking to her, and he had heard about cats from his cousin, little Benjamin Bunny. He went back to the tool shed, but suddenly, quite close to him, he heard the noise of a hoe stritch, stratch, stratch and stritch. Peter scuttled underneath the bushes, but presently, As he heard nothing, he came out and climbed upon a wheelbarrow and peered over. The first thing he saw was Mrs. McGregor hoeing onions. His back was turned to Peter, and beyond him was the gate. Peter sat down quietly off the wheelbarrow and started running as fast as he could go, along a straight walk behind some black currant bushes. Mr. McGregor caught sight of him at the corner, but Peter did not care. He slipped underneath the gate and was safe at last in the woods outside the garden. Mr. McGregor hung up the little jacket and shoes for a scarecrow to frighten the blackbirds. The shoes, of course, belonged to Peter, as did the jacket. But Peter never stopped running or looked behind him till he got home to the big fir tree. He was so tired that he flopped down upon the nice soft sand on the floor of the rabbit hole and shut his eyes. His mother was busy cooking, and she wondered what had he done with his clothes. It was the second little jacket and pair of shoes that Peter had lost in a fortnight. I am sorry to say that Peter was not very well during the evening. His mother put him to bed and made him chamomile tea, and she gave a dose of it to Peter, 1 tablespoon to be taken at bedtime. But Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail had bread and milk and blackberries for supper. And that's the tale of Peter Rabbit. His little adventure in the garden. Well, he shouldn't have gone. He was told not to go into the garden. Tut, tut, tut. Tut, tut, tut. Oh, I see you've all been very well behaved in chat. Very well behaved. No dramas. Oh dear. I'm reading chat now. I haven't been on my best behavior either. Oh, on my best either. Started a whole war over an Animal Crossing villager. Oh. Oh my. There's a little inscription on this book, because I've had it since I was a babe. It says, "This book belongs to my name, born with my date." Wow. I found it on the bookcase. And thought it might be fun to read. Or try to, at least. I'm going to have to get better at reading a site. Sight reading, I believe it is. But yes, the trip up north to Birmingham. It was long. I mean, when we say long, it's relative, isn't it? About 2.5 hours in the car. And then longer coming home just because of traffic and road works. But I got home. So here we are. And then I am actually travelling back up there again, but not next week. The week after, just for the one day. I've got to travel up there in the morning, do some work, and then travel back home, all in the same day. Which is about 6 hours of driving. And about, let's say, 260 odd miles. Ooh, but very luckily, I had a Twitch stream to watch, and I was able to stream myself for an hour, and some of you very, very kindly kept me company. Which is very sweet of you. But I won't do that again, because I can appreciate that it was quite dangerous to be streaming whilst driving and attempting to read chat. Feels like you saying Cotton Chiel. Oh, when I was saying one of the bunnies' names. Let's have a look. I forget what their names were. One was Cotton. Oh, Cottontail. You thought it was Cotton Chiel. Well, that's sweet. Well, we can change it to that. Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. Would you rather, or I just made some noises, perhaps? We can do that, maybe. Let's change that. Hello, Kyo. Hello, darling. How are you? I just read a little book. I just read a tiny little story from the adventures of Peter Rabbit. I'm not entirely sure if that's literature that's reached your side of the world, but it's one of those stories that many English boys and girls were brought up on. How have you been, cutie? What have you been up to? How was your week? What did you get up to this week? work studies. And Lexi's back. Hi, Lexi. By the way, Lexi, if you're willing, if I'm allowed, I really would like to take some of that artwork and put it onto my page. Obviously giving you credit and making reference to your account, your Twitch account. But yeah, I'd like to make a little page maybe of some Dr. Noster art. Thank you, darling. Okay, cool. Thank you. Well, fortunately for me, I don't have TikTok. I don't have much social media at all, really. So, if you don't mind, as I say, I'll put it on the Twitch page. And then, for those that don't know, also, Jules, I believe. Where is the water coming from? Isabel, I don't know what you mean. Where is the water coming from? Do you have a leak? Isabel is leaking. Jules is also planning on doing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just I don't know. I flip and flop between the names. Isabel. I'm sorry. Sag. Isabel, I'm sorry. I mean, poor Lexi. Poor Lexi was with me on the drive up to Birmingham, and I called them a completely different name by accident. There I was driving, and I don't know, just a completely different name popped into my head, so. For the last 20 years, people have kept calling me Isabel. Is that what, don't bring that up, I'm sorry. Is that what you would prefer? Let me know what you would prefer, and I will commit it to memory. But yeah, don't mention that man, he's dead to me. Hey. You know, it's next weekend. I think he's planning to watch all the movies. I think he's planning to watch on Discord all of the Harry Potters. So, You know, there's that. Why on earth would I want that? You know, you ladies don't make it easy for me. Isabella, okay. Okay, Isabella. Jules was the cause of a war because he left Marshall. Oof. Ouch. Damn. Well, hopefully you're still going to join us for the Harry Potters, right? And also, been speaking with Jules, and I think we've established, I may have convinced him that he isn't a Ravenclaw. I think he's more of a Hufflepuff. I think. But he can't have any house until he's watched the movies. 'Cause those are the rules. Isabella. 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 That was just for you. I'd bet 50,000 Nook miles he wouldn't last a day in Azkaban. I mean, that's a pretty safe bet. It's a horrible place to be. Horrible place. With the Dementors. I'll try to make a Dementor sound. Here we go. This is my Dementor sound. That was it. That was the best I could do, I think. Why do you have so many? Don't you redeem them? Lexi's saving up. Lexi's saving up for big spending. She's saving up for that 100,000 cost. Or Lexi's going to try to make Jules do 100 push-ups. I do, but I rather use them for my villain arc. Oh gosh. You know what we should all do? Maybe this is a little bit silly, but I'm thinking that for Halloween in October, some months away, we should dress up as some fantasy characters from Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or other fantasy tropes, and then post them all on Discord, and we can arrange some prizes. That's a fun little idea. Even Mochi has called me evil a few days ago due to a menacing prank I pulled on him. You sound like a Weasley with your pranks. What do you mean by fantasy tropes? Ah, like cosplay. Kind of. I mean, it's dress up anyway for Halloween, right? People get dressed up. But maybe we could dictate that it's only from a certain category. So, it would be dress up from Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, The Witcher, sort of very fantasy based genre. I love cosplay, but it can get pretty expensive. It can do. It very much can do. You could go crazy with it, and it could get very expensive. So maybe also we set a spend limit so that people don't. You can't spend more. Whatever you've currently got, you've got. But if you wanted to spend a little bit more, there's a limit. You blasted music and voice chat with him and... ... I'm in. Nice. Good. I could bring out my Bellatrix cosplay again. Nice. I'm gonna dress up like Dobby. I'm calling Dobby, okay? I'm earmarking that now. Dobby, please. I'm gonna dress up as Dobby. I did an Izzy Lightwood cosplay once or twice. I don't know who that is, so I'm going to Google Izzy Lightwood. I'm assuming it's from the show Shadowhunters. Yeah, I'm gonna be Dobby, Lexi. I'm gonna be Dobby. Izzy Lightwood. Oh, well, that suits you very well, Isabella. That suits you very well. She's very pretty with the dark hair. Well done. How did you do the tattoos? Did you draw them on? I don't have Instagram, no. I was thinking Snape, but okay then. You could be Snape. Why not? If you wanted to be Snape. Going somewhere, Potter. Anyone who does not step forward shall be found equally guilty. Oh man. Oh, me as Snape. I don't know. I just wanted to be something silly, I could try Snape. Maybe we could do a poll for each other, maybe. Maybe we could do, we would put 3 things out there, and then other people would vote on those three things that you dress up as. So, you put things out there that you're comfortable dressing up as, and then people can vote what they want to see you dress up as. The first time I did it, I had like these fast tattoos for rooms, and the other time I just drew them on. Oh, because I posted the cosplay a few years ago. Yeah, I don't have Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. I don't even know what the other ones are. Facebook, Twitter, Nosta, hydrate and stretch. Okay, darling, I'll do that. Did you know, Kyo, that those are actually commands? Did you know, Kyo, that hydrate and stretch are commands? Okay, I'm gonna hydrate right now with a drink. So you might hear the chair creak. Gosh, I'm sorry. That was good. That was better. Thank you. Genuinely, thank you. But yeah, look. So I've got this. I can do this. Thirst. Hydrate with some high quality H2O. And then I can do this. Stretch. And then I put a little interesting tidbit. Stretching your muscles will activate the parasympathetic nervous system. This activation results in an increase of blood flow and endorphins, resulting in a feeling of calmness and relaxation. Just do it. Yeah. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, darling. If I didn't know better, it's almost like you lovely people actually cared. I don't know. Gotta be careful. If I start to get the feeling that you sweethearts actually care, I might find myself in troublesome waters, you know? I might start to develop feelings. Joking. I'm joking. You're already such sweethearts. I do care. And then I think oops. And then I think I also put a cooldown on this, so you can't spam it. But I did create a honk. No, I think it's once per stream, so people can't spam it, darling. Sweetheart. Sweetheart. Gotcha. Gotcha. Kyo says, gotcha. I imagine the little finger guns when you said that. Gotcha. Kinda hard to focus on Zelda. Too relaxed. Which one are you playing? On the Switch, I would imagine. Because I haven't started the second one for myself. But I did start the first one. And before I finish it, I do want to go around and collect all those seeds. Tears of the Kingdoms, that's the second one, right? Breath of the Wild is the first. Ooh. Nearly finished the game. Well done, you. My love for the Zelda franchise started back on the Nintendo 64 when it was the Ocarina of Time. You know? I really enjoyed that. In fact, I got that when I was in school, and it was on the N64, so it was a cartridge. And I didn't own it. I went over to a friend's house for like a sleepover. Something. Noster, could you stream Zelda games, please? I'm begging. With the gun. Well, I could try. I'll look into it, Isabella, to try. Do you mean the Switch, or do you mean the Ocarina of Time? Because I think I could get an emulator, right? Well, it doesn't matter, because the N64 emulator actually exists on the Switch. So I would just need a way of capturing the Switch. Yeah, I could certainly look into that for you, darling. Of course I will. As you asked so nicely, with the gun emoji. I started on Majora's Mask. Nice. Yeah, so I went over to a friend's house and we started playing it. I fell in love with it, basically. But it wasn't mine, so I said to my friend, can I buy it from you? And they were like, bearing in mind we were kids, we were only, I'm going to reveal my age here. We were in, let's just say teens. We were in our teens. And I said, can I buy this? And neither of us had jobs. We were full-time students. We were in school. But I managed to save up my pocket money, my little bit of pocket money that I got each week for doing chores. And he wanted £10 for the game. So, in a month's time, when I saved up enough £2 coins, I said, here's £10. Can I have the game? And he brought in the game the next day. And I loved it, fell in love with it. I think, honestly, Ocarina of Time was my first ever open world fantasy genre. I truly do think that was my first ever taste of a sort of fantasy, magical world with interesting characters. And yeah, I fell in love with fantasy after that. And so, some of you may not know this about me, but, I play things like Baldur's Gate, and I play things like Dragon Age. But what you may not know about me is that I also play Dungeons and Dragons, because I am a bit of a nerd. So, what I do once a week is I go down to a pub in London where about 30 to 40 people all come together and we basically take over the pub. We have people in there that are watching football games, or there are people in there drinking, but then when we arrive with all of our books and binders and folders and big backpacks of maps and Dungeons and Dragons textbooks and our models that are in little foam cases, when we arrive we basically take over the pub. And every Monday we do that. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's nice escapism. But the problem is, a little bit of the problem is that because of my job as an EHO, an environmental health officer, the pub already knows me. Now, I don't go to pubs a lot. I don't drink a lot. I'll go to a bar on holiday to meet people, but when I went to the bar, they knew me straight away because I'd already inspected their premises for their kitchen, their food, and their license, and their noise compliance, their noise management plan compliance. And their trading stand. I'd already done a whole inspection in this pub, so they thought I was there back once again to do another inspection, and I had to tell them, no, I'm here to play games. I'm here to play D&D, and it's quite funny now because every Monday, bless their heart, they're on their best behaviour, and I'm treated very well when I go in there because they know that every couple of years I'm going to be the one that inspects them. It's quite funny, but they're very sweet, and they ask me a lot of advice sometimes. They come up to me in the middle of the games and they say, "Sorry, can I just get your advice on this about the kitchen? Can we do this? Is it all right if we do this? Are we allowed to do this?" Very sweet. definitely big nerd energy, yeah. But I'm quite fortunate in being, not to be big-headed, but I'm quite handsome, I think. I mean, I wasn't all that way, but, now that I go to the gym and I work out and I take care of myself, and I have some nice genetics, and yeah, I'm quite fortunate that I'm a handsome nerd, so I can have fun with it. And we have a lot of fun. But maybe, if you're all interested, if you're interested in D&D, maybe it's something that we can do together here on Twitch. Maybe we can create some characters online, and then we can play some tabletop Dungeons and Dragons together. See how you feel about that. Well, that's okay. That's okay if you've been a while. It's fine. Because I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons now for over 10 years. So I'll be very happy to help you. And if you enjoy it, that's great. And if you don't enjoy it, at least you can say you've given it a try. But really, I don't think there's anything not to enjoy, especially if you like games like Zelda, Baldur's Gate, Dragon Age. If you like these games of interesting characters from different varied backgrounds, coming together with their different skills and their different talents, and working together cooperatively to solve puzzles and fight monsters, I think you'll enjoy it. Because that's all it is. It's a cooperative game where people work together with their different characters, using their different skills and abilities to achieve puzzles and fight back monsters. It is. It's very similar to pen and paper. Because it's online and the table is virtual. But everything else is there. The character sheets are there. We'll have dice that we can roll. Obviously, we won't have physical dice, but we have the dice that you can click the button and then the various dice will roll, and you'll see the numbers as they come up as you do various skill checks in role-play encounters, or as we're in combat. And you'll see how much damage that your weapons or your magic will do, and how much damage you take, or how much healing that you give someone else to keep them safe. It's something that we can look at doing, isn't it? But I will look at streaming Zelda. If it's okay with you, I'd much rather like to stream Ocarina of Time. I haven't played that since I was a kid, and I'd love to play that again. Ocarina of Time. But, darlings, sweethearts, dear ones, beautiful people, it's been an hour. I did just want to come on to say hello, to say that I've missed you, and hopefully get to speak with some of you, and I'm glad a lot of you've come, so thank you. And I will try once again to get back to that once a day stream, just for an hour. But I know I have to be a good boy, and I have to carry on with my studies and my work. I wanted to get on today, and I didn't want to get on too late, because I know that people like yourself, Isabella, you're ahead of me on the clock, on the global clock. I didn't want to stream too late. I wanted to be able to try to catch you. But I have to go. Darlings, I have to go. I'm sorry. I am. But I will try to stream more. I know I've been away for the week. I'll try to get back to the daily stream of an hour. And also, I've almost finished the Discord. I've almost finished making the Discord so that we can chat anytime you want throughout the day. Don't leave me here with Jules torturing me. You have to be strong, okay? He's a Hufflepuff. He's a Hufflepuff. He's no match for you. Okay. Keo and Lexi and Isabella, darlings. Thank you so much for joining me and chatting with me. Honestly, thank you so, so much. And I wish you a lovely evening. Stay cool, stay hydrated. And until we see each other again, I'll miss you. Mwah. Mwah.